Happy morning. Hi. Let me do some adjustment in my phone here first before I share to you. Yes, got it. Okay. All right, today you'll see me in this book date with you session, and I'm alone here today. Today, normally I have this book day with you session with Gideon, and he has some personal matters that he need to solve. So that's why I am alone right here. And somehow this is like an emergency that happened. So no matter what, I will going to share with you also a book that you can transform your life in one night at a time. So I want to introduce you this book. Yes, this is the book that I want to introduce to you today. The Sleep Revolution by Arianna Huffington. She is Arianna Huffington, and let me introduce a little bit about her. She is the former CEO, president, co-founder of the Huffington Post Media Group. All right, and after she resigned from there, and she set up a new company called Thrive Global. And this Thrive Global, she is the CEO and president right now, and definitely, and I really encourage you to go to search Thrive Global out. And because Thrive Global by itself, this is a platform that really what would I say? This is a platform that share a lot of articles, a lot of great insight that I learned so much from the platform, because the platform by itself, I myself contribute to one article last month. I'm super excited about this. This is the article talking about a tumor diagnosis that helped to be the best thing that happened in my life. So later I will share with the link below, and you can check out the article. Definitely there are tons and tons of articles that have great insight in the Thrive Global platform. And today let us focus in this book, The Sleep Revolution. All right, in this book, it is quite a thick book. If you can see right over here, this is kind of a thick book. And Arianna Huffington, she dedicated a big chunk of the book talking why we sleep. Me myself, I learned in a very hard way like her. Both of us shared a similar experience. Is when we actually fainted because lack of sleep. Previously, I don't know how many of you that you might have the same experience, saying that, I sacrifice my sleep in order to finish the work. Last time, I'm someone that I'm taking the pride. I'm so proud of myself last time, knowing that, I actually sacrificed my sleep just because I want to finish the stuff. And I get to know that it is actually totally not okay. It is totally not okay about this. And that's one day I fainted in my home. And it's definitely, this is a real eye-opening for myself that I need sleep. All right, and this is the same thing happened to Arianna. Arianna fainted in her office. So it is eye-opening for her that she need more sleep. And there's a lot of, if you want to check out the book, there's a big portion of the book talking about the science of sleep. And know that this might not get your attention or your interest to know about this, but let's check it out, because I really me, I'm a science student, and I really love to know what exactly in science, so that it can help us to know more about ourselves, so that we can perform better. So in this book, page 94 talk about this, and I quote, "The need to sleep is just as critical to our survival. We need to sleep in order to survive. We cannot survive without sleep. That's why we need to sleep. This, again, I quote, sleep involves a range of complex functions associated with memory, our ability to learn, brain development, cleaning, appetite, immune function, and aging. You see, if sometimes when you don't have a sharp memory or you don't have a focused mind, or you feel like your immune system, it is not good, it may be because one of the reasons is you're not enough sleep. Let me put it in this context. I'm saying that the lack of sleep can be one of the big contribution factor that cause you have low immune system or you have lack of focused mind, but I'm not saying that this is the only factor. Alright, this may be one of the factors that can cause this to happen. So let us check out again for this from this book. This is today is a book date session, right? We're going to talk a lot from the book. So the relationship between sleep deprivation and stress, it is also so profound. Quote, sleep deprivation results in higher levels of stress hormone cortisol the next day. Quote from this book. I want to tell you is, sometimes you feel so stressed. You feel so stressed in the morning or afternoon or evening. It's just because you may not have enough sleep. When you don't have enough sleep, your stress hormone, which we call cortisol, will definitely ramping high. When your hormone cortisol is high, that is the time that you feel stressed. So make sure that you have enough sleep. That is so critical for your health. Let me tell you again this. Each of us individually, every one of us, we need different time hours to sleep. Some people may need 7 hours. Arianna, she needs 8 hours. Some people 6 hours or even less than that, 5 hours. Different people have different needs of different time to sleep. So find your own one. Go and experiment. That is super, super important, which I want to tell you is, personally, I need 7 hours. Solid 7 hours of sleep. I cannot function performance-wise. Cannot. If I don't have 7 hours solid sleep. I need exactly 7 hours. So for you, please go and experiment it out. So when you experiment yourself, then you are going to find whether you need 6 hours, 7, 8, or 3 hours. Like my boyfriend, he needs exactly like 3-4 hours of sleep, but he is functioning damn well. So go and find yourself. Don't go and copy other people. For me, I take years to go and figure out, like, how is my sleeping pattern? I need how long to sleep in order for me to function well. So let me check this out again. The same page 103, I quote, researchers from the University of Surrey in UK found that the lack of sleep actually changes the gene expression of more than 700 genes and increases the activity of genes linked to inflammation. Oh yeah. If your lack of sleep, it will cause a chronic inflammation in your body. Internally, you cannot see. Means that there is inflammation in your heart, inflammation of your brain, inflammation of your gut, which you cannot see. That chronic inflammation, that will definitely cause you to have a lot of chronic diseases. So this is definitely not a good idea if you continue to have lack of sleep. Okay, so again, because today is a book day session, I want to read those quotes that's important for you to know from the book. Let's talk about this. We think of sleep as an inefficient use of time. And in fact, it is the most efficient use of time in terms of learning and memory. Oh yeah, so good. Last time, I always think that sleep actually is a waste of time. I don't know how many of you have the similar thinking that you feel like you sleep more than is actually a waste of time. Last time I do a thing like this. Until one time I know that I need exactly how many hours to sleep. But if definitely it's a waste of time, if you sleep over than what you should sleep. Yes, you sleep over means you sleep more than you need it, then it's a waste of time. If it is not, just get enough for you to get into the sleep. So this book talking about this is the same thing when it comes to performance-wise. So when you have enough sleep, I will tell you that your performance, your focused mind into doing every single little things that you want to do is definitely so good. And you can ramp up for me triple the speed of what I do. So that's how the important for you to have enough sleep. So let's check it out. For this page 113, talking about this. Appetite and metabolism. I quote, appetite and metabolism are also profoundly affected by sleep. How many of you have the experience of when you lack of sleep, you go and hunt for those food that is sweet, those food that is high in carbohydrate and starch? When you don't have enough sleep, I personally also have this experience. I go and find those food that are sweet, that is high in starch. That's what I go for. That will cause a lot of obesity, metabolism issue to come to you. So please that's why we need to sleep. All this and the science behind, there are so many things that we can go about. And that is one big chapter from the book. She's talking about Arianna. She's talking about cat naps, jet lags, and also the time zones, because she is someone, she travel a lot. She give a lot of great tips how to adjust you back from the jet lag, from the time zone, and also the power of naps. I am someone very so into the naps, power of naps. If I'm working at home, I'm not outside for any activities, I will definitely take a short naps, and my power nap is kind of long, 1 hour. Is some people may just need 10 minutes, 20 minutes, or half an hour, but I need 1 hour. That's my time. All right, so that's why this book has been telling you the reason why you need sleep, why we humans need sleep. And there's so many clues, and really talking about technology. All our phone, our electronic devices, our laptop, our desktop, our TV, all this emitted blue light. It will emit the blue light that will definitely going to suppress the melatonin. Again, I'm talking about science here, right? It will suppress the melatonin hormone that is so important for your sleep. So 1 hour, at least half an hour before your sleep, please just abstain yourself from all the electronic devices, so you won't see the blue light. All right, so this is also one of the topic that this book is talking about. All right, and I want to tell you is, whatever it is, please, you got to reclaim your rest. You got to reclaim back your sleep, because you need it. Just simple as it is. You need the rest, and you need the sleep. For those who are watching, I know that you're watching, and this is a message I really want to pass to you. You know who you are. I know how hard you are trying to navigate your life because of your work or whatever you are doing. But find your best ever way that you can to get back and reclaim your sleep. That sleep really can transform your life one night at a time. That's one final message I want to pass to you is, you can't be at your best when you are constantly lack of sleep. You can't be at your best when you are constantly feeling stress, you got to get up yourself. You reclaim back the power, because you always have the power. Knowing that you can have the ability to figure out how you want to have a good night's sleep. You can always learn the way how to have a good night's sleep. Okay, so that's all for today. And because me and Gideon, we do prepare a book that we want to talk to you. Okay, so this is the book we're going to talk to next week, next Saturday, 11 a.m. same time right over here. For those that are just joining, please go and watch the replay. I talk a lot on why we need to sleep as a human being, why we sleep. This is the lady who wrote this book, The Sleep Revolution, and I learned so much from her. And one of the main topic I myself as a wellness coach, I stress so much is about the sleep. The sleep. I can't, the number one thing I talk about is every time is about power of sleep that people may ignore. Sometimes you just forget to take care of yourself. You just forget that you need to sleep. You just forget that you need to take a good care of yourself until something happens. Okay, so that's all for today, and go and have a great day. I myself going to have some meeting later on, and tomorrow will be a long, exciting day for me because I got a full 4.5 hours training with a big group of participants about leadership. Okay, so we're going to see you next week. Bye bye.